Hey everybody, we're back again and it's time to look at how to go open a project in Premiere and start to manage all those clips and all that data that you collected through your camera. Um, One of the key things that editors do is that they have to go back over all their footage and decide what is going to tell the story. It's the process of chipping away at what is not needed to create the statue, let the statue evolve or the artwork evolve from the raw materials. So we talked a little bit already about how to get your clips into Premiere. So I'm going to show, there's two different ways you can open a Premiere. Of course, you can just click on it, or you can go to the folder where you have the project files saved, and you can click on it from here. I don't know, just to me, that's easier. It's the right project all the time. If you're working on multiple projects, then sometimes it's just nice to select it from the actual project folder. So, and it goes through all its little um, machinations as it prepares to open. But here we go. Yep, all right. So this is, I want to double check. Yep, here's all my clips. Looks like everything's still connected and looking good. Um, Perhaps something that I should do right now, because my sequence, you remember that this is the sequence. This is also the sequence. This relates to what's happening in this panel. I'm going to change the name of this to match the project, because this is where I'm going to build my main edit. I might have numerous sequences within a project, in which case I would hit new sequence or Command N to create a new sequence, but let's just start with one at a time. There are reasons why you might want to have several, but right now we just have one. Let's select this, and then I'm going to hit the return key on my keyboard, and that highlights it so that I can rename it Continuity Spring 2020, and I'll just put my name on it. Excuse me, just to be consistent with the other naming conventions. All right, and when I hit enter, see how it changed that right up here. So when it comes to the point when you're exporting this, this will come in handy in case it gets lost somewhere. You'll know what it's named. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to tell you about that I do to organize my footage is to use the source window quite a bit. The source window we haven't really talked about that much. So the program window shows you what's going on in the sequence. All right. And the source window shows you what's going on with the individual clips. So if let's go to our sports clips here, because that's kind of what we're going to use mostly. We're going to double click this clip, and it's going to basically give me a little mini preview that I can scrub through at whatever speed I want, pulling my cursor. And I can decide, number one, do I want to use that clip? Do I like it? I do like it. It's got the flip. It's pretty cool. If I only like this one little part of the clip, I don't have to pull the entire 15-second clip into my sequence. I can put the playhead where I want to start it, which let's start it right about here. And then I want to go down to these weird bracket looking little things. This is a mark in. You can see it gives you the handy, if you hover over it, gives you the handy command key. So mark in, if I want to mark it in, I can either click this thing, or I can just hit the letter I for in on my keyboard. And then I can scroll through or scrub through, wait till he gets his big flip, and maybe we'll, can you guess? We'll mark out either by clicking the bracket or hitting O. All right, so now we've told Premiere that we don't want the whole clip, we just want this little highlighted part, and we can just pull it into our timeline. By the way, once clips start going off your timeline, this little stretcher thing here, you can make it, you know, show more of the timeline. The other thing you can do is you can slide it. If you've got like a 20-minute video, you're going to be using that a lot. But hopefully with little 5-minute videos, one thing I sometimes do too is I look at my video here, my sequence, I should say. And up here we've got like the seconds. This is corresponding with this little running tab here. If I know that I have like 3 minutes, for example, a lot of my videos are 3 minutes, I'm going to hit an out point here. It's the same as I just did with my out point there. If I want to mark out at 3 minutes to keep track of how much footage I have on my timeline, I'm going to hit that out. And that doesn't mean I can't put more footage on the sequence. What it just means is I know it's a reminder to me that I'm getting near the end of what the maximum amount of time is that I am supposed to do for that video. Anyway, okay, so in and out, and let's just kind of take a look at what's happening here on the timeline. So we've got a yellow line and a red line. All right, the red line means it's not rendered. Okay, so if I want to render it, I just hit the return key, and it's going to automatically render these files. That just basically means, you see how it's turning green? The sequence can then read them more easily. I do have this set onto full resolution, but if I had a bunch of 4K, or maybe not 4K, but just really lot of footage, I can put this at half resolution, and then my computer would have an easier time reading it. Now what we, let's mute this. Now what we find is that, yeah, we're starting to see it come together. A couple of clips at a time. A little trick that I like to use when I'm going through all this, so basically what's going to happen is, as an editor, you have to go through every single one of these clips, and you have to decide, do I want to use it? What part do I want to use? Or do I not like it, and can it be deleted? So then I just have less junk to look through. So say if we love this sailboard clip and we want to use it, I'm going to label it. So clips come in at a certain color, like a preset color. And I'm guessing probably these, this is probably drone footage, I'm guessing. No, it's just a different kind of camera. Let's see, what is this, the big ones? No, I'm not sure why, but there's no audio on this, so it's showing me like a lavender color. And then the ones with audio are showing a blue color. So what I can do here, if I like this sailboat flip and I want to remind myself that that's one of the clips that I really like, I'm going to, what I do with my mouse is I do a right click, and it gives me this menu. And I'm going to come down and create a label. All right, and then I've got this whole bunch of different colors. I try not to use any of the colors that are existing already, so I'll go to something like a rose. How do you do that? I suppose you could do File, Label. Here it is under Edit. If you don't have a mouse that right clicks,